everyone, and thank you for joining me. Well, today is day 2 of my Retired Products Card Challenge. So let's get right to it. So today, the stamp set that I'm going to be using is Prettiest Birthday. And here are the 3 cards. I'm featuring 3 cards today because I don't want the video to go on too long. 5 cards is kind of a lot, and it tends to make the video get overly long, so I'm whittling it down to 3 just to make it more manageable. So let me show you the cards that I've created for today. And this one is, let me set these aside. I'll show them to you one by one. So this one is like a Z-fold. So I'll show it to you from the side because from the top it's a little confusing. So it looks like this, and there's the card. It looks really super cute. And there's some embossing. This is the Simply Elegant Designer Series paper. But it's going to come together really quickly. So I'll set that aside. This is the second card. And what I've done is done some simple stamping. I'll give you the specifics of how I did it. But there's glitter on it, so it's very sparkly. And then the third card is a Gatefold card with a belly band. And here you go. Very nicely decorated on the inside. So let me put this back on, and I will show you how to do each one of them. So I'm going to start with the easel Z-fold card. I'm going to put that down, put that aside. And I have some of the pieces already die cut and embossed because doing it on camera can really take up a lot of time, and with 3 cards it could be a little time consuming and you would get bored watching it. So this is a piece of smoky slate cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. So, oops, let me turn it this way. I had the little note on it. 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So I'm going to fold that. Looks like I have some stains on it, but that's all right. It's going to be covered. And the next layer we're going to put on it is a white layer. So this is where the Z-fold part is. So you'll see how this comes together. So this is the standing up, card base. Then you'll cut a piece of basic white, and you'll cut it at 4 inches by 10 inches. And then you're going to score it at 2 1/2 inches and 5 inches. Okay, so we're going to fold it this way, and then we're going to fold it that way. And I'm going to just grab my bone folder and give it a nice crisp edge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tack it down, adhere it down to the smoky slate layer. And then this will be that's how it's going to come together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you'll only put the adhesive on the long part, not on the other 2 parts. Okay, and then you'll see it's already our Z-fold easel card. So then the next step that I want to do is that you will do is cut the designer series paper. So this is a Simply Elegant designer series paper. The other side is gold foil. So pretty. Sometimes it's hard to decide which side you want to use. But in this case, I'm using the gray side. And this you want to cut at, this you want to cut at 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. So each of the layers is 1/4 inch smaller than the one before it. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut this properly. It should have been it should have been 5 inches, not 5 1/4. So let me just grab my paper trimmer and cut it at 5 inches. My apologies. Easy fix. All right, that still looks like it's a little too high. You know what? That's what fiddling around will do for you. All right, let me just try it a little bit shorter. So, all right, let me do it at 4 3/4. We'll get to the right measurement. Let's see what the right measurement is, okay? Okay, this is a little bit better. All right, so this is 4 3/4. All right, this way. And 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. 3 3/4 that way, 4 3/4 this way. All right, that's the measurement. And I meant to cut a small piece as well. Let's see. It actually should be bigger. Let me see. Oh yeah. So this one is going to be 3 3/4. And let's see, I want it to be, oops, this is 2 2 1/2, so I'm going to make it 2 1/4. So we'll cut, see how, oh yeah, this is already 2 1/4 wide, and I'm going to do it at 3 3/4, 3 3/4. Okay. We'll tack that down. So I have already die cut some pieces and embossed them. So I took the, let's see, I think I can show you. So it's the banner or bunting image, and I stamped it along with the cake and the gift bag, this little gift bag, and also I stamped the sentiment, which says wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So I already stamped that, and then I embossed them all with silver embossing powder. So you'll want to do that, and then I die cut them. This stamp set comes with coordinating dies, So you can, this is for the label. You get a label die. That's what I used. And we have the gift bag die and the cake die and the bunting die. So this was a bundle when I purchased it. So we'll put this at the top, and I'm going to pop it up on the mini dimensionals. Okay, and now I'm going to just use like regular, I'll use regular dimensionals, regular size ones for the back of the sentiment label. And I would hear that right below the bunting. And I'm going to use some more dimensionals for the gift bag and for the cake. I think 3 dimensionals on here for the cake is good. And this is going to go on the small piece on the very front. And then the gift bag. And that's how it comes together. Now, for the card that I made for the demonstration, so I did stamp the inside, and I put the other stamp in there that says I could celebrate you every day. That's optional if you choose to, that's fine. I mean, you could certainly just leave it blank and just leave it exactly the way it is, because it's pretty the way it is. And then you could just write right on the smoky slate cardstock whatever your greeting is. So that's our first card. I hope you like it. Now let's move on to the next one. And let's see, I think maybe I will do the, why don't we do the Gatefold card? We can do this one. I love this one. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's lovely. Okay, I'm going to set it aside. So here are the pieces. You're going to need some gorgeous grape cardstock and some Highland Heather, along with some ombre specialty paper. So the way we're going to cut the Gatefold card is you'll take your some gorgeous grape and you'll cut it 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8. Then turn it around and score it at 2 1/8. That's just the easiest way to do it. And we will fold it. Give it a good burnish with your bone folder. And there you have your, there's the gatefold part of it. Okay, so that's step one. Now we'll take, we need 2 pieces of smoky slate for the panels underneath here. So you want to cut 2 panels at 5 1/4 by 1 7/8, and you'll need 2 because you have two panels on the front. So we'll tack those down. All right, so now the next layers are going to be some ombre specialty paper. And this is the glitter paper in the catalog. And the ombre comes in a bunch of different colors, as you can see. And it's all glitter paper, glimmer or glitter, however you want to call it. So this one is Gorgeous Great. And you're going to cut 2 pieces at 5 1/8 by 1 3/4. So we'll go ahead and tack those down. Excuse me. Now for the belly band, you'll need a piece of Highland Heather cut at 10 inches by 1 1/4, and you're going to score it in 2 places. You're going to score it at 2 7/8 and 7 1/4. And then we're going to fold it and fold it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back and tack it down. And there's enough give to it that it'll be easy to pull up and down. Now for the decoration, because as you saw in my example, the belly band I made, I used the encircled in beauty dies, and I've got them right here. So here are the encircled in beauty dies, and these went along with the encircled in friendship stamp set, and they're really circle dies, if you will, that you can use for anything. And these are, the stamp set is retiring, but the dies, I believe the dies are not retiring. So I'm using the smaller one, and I already die cut it. And then I used the, oh, I didn't bring it out here. That's okay. This is from the Label Me Lovely punch. And then I stamped Happy Birthday from, Prettiest Birthday didn't have the one that I wanted. So I took Celebrating You, and I took this image, this Happy Birthday, because I needed something that would fit onto this die cut piece. So, you can see I made a boo-boo on the other side, so I went ahead and turned it over. So let me just tack that down. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on in the back in the center to adhere it to the belly band itself. Now, if at this point, if you wanted, you could, you could attach some, let's see, some gem dots of some kind. Well, I don't have anything here really, but we had the pastel pearls and we had some purple on them, but I don't know where I put them. Oh, I know where I put them. Put them in the wrong drawer. So these are the pastel pearls, and these are going to be carried over. So if you wanted to, you could put some pastel pearls right on the front. So I'm going to open this up because we need to decorate the inside. And this is where you would put the card on the inside. So all I'm going to do is take the stamp from the stamp set, the bunting, and stamp it onto the card using Gorgeous Grape. Okay, I'm going to clean my stamp. And using this as my guide, I want Cue the Confetti, which is from a stamp set called Pattern Play that's retiring, and this is the sentiment. Now, these stamps are photopolymer rather than the cling stamps, and so when you stamp with photopolymer stamps, you're better off with the the Stamp and Pierce mat, because you'll get a better image. Okay. Because this is like sponge. Okay. That's a good image. And then I want to take another image from this, which is, it says, fill the day with all your guilty pleasures. And I want to take another one from that same stamp set. It's like fireworks. I just like that effect. I thought it was really cute. And now I want to go back to Prettiest Birthday, and I want to take the cake. Take the cake. Whoops. Just set the ink aside because we're all done with that. Clean this up a little bit. Move this mat out of the way. And now we can adhere this layer onto the card. Then we can put the belly band on. And you're all done. Great card, isn't it? Put the belly band on the other one. It's really not a difficult card to make. And I actually think that Prettiest Birthday stamp set and dies is actually pretty nice, and even though I didn't really use it that much when it was current. So this is the card number 2, and I hope you liked that one. So card number 3 is the one with the glitter on it. This one is made with, starts off with Night of Navy. Let me get the materials. So what we have, we start off with a piece of Night of Navy cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And I'm going to fold it and give it a good burnish. We're going to make this into a landscape style card. So it's going to open that way. And now we have 2 pieces of basic white, one for the inside, one for the outside, cut at 5 1/4 by 4. But we're going to do a little stamping first. All right, so I'm going to take my blue ink. And the first thing that we're going to do, though, is we're going to take some blue painter's tape. I got this roll at the dollar store. You can use masking tape or painter's tape, whatever you want, because it doesn't stick to the cardstock. So you're going to mask off the center of the card. Okay. Let me set that aside. All right, and now I took the flower image from the Prettiest Birthday, right there. And I'm going to stamp it above and below the masking tape. But this has a flower pot on the bottom, but I don't want the flower pot to show. So I'm going to put the flower pot over the masking tape. So all you're going to see is the flowers. Turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, I'm not coloring in the flowers. If you wanted something a little bit more colorful, you can certainly go in with your Stampin' Blends and color them a little bit. Or you could use a different color ink and stamp each one of them with a different color. That would be kind of cool. Okay, let me put my stamp away. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the painter's tape. And you can just throw that away. We're done with it. All right, now we bring in you want to bring in some tear and tape. And this is something you will need for this particular project. Okay, let me get my scissors. Okay. And you want to put a strip of it right below, you know, right at where you were, at the bottom of where you were stamping. So I have a piece here, I have a piece here. And that's all you're going to need, just those two pieces. Okay. All right, so now at this point, hold on. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to just peel off the top layer of the tear and tape to expose the sticky part, and we're going to pour some glitter on it. This is kind of like embossing, if you will, a little bit like embossing, but it's different. And I'm just using a coffee filter to catch the sprinkles. Yep. Now, let me put some of this back in the container. Now, one of the things that I've found is, is that here and there I'll have a bald spot. So I have a little bald spot here, and what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue in those spots. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more of the glitter. Well, you know what, I made a little bit of a mess. Let's see if I can fix it. Well, nope. All right, so here's an example of you made a mess. Not fixable because it's got glitter all over it, okay? So that's not going to work. But what I will do, though, is show you the original one, because I didn't make a mistake on that one. But naturally, when I go on the video, I made a mistake, right? So on this one, I did have a few bald spots, and I did put a little dab of glue and then put some more glitter on it, and it came out really quite well. And then in the center, I took the stamp from the Prettiest Birthday that says, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I stamped it in the center with Night of Navy. And then on the inside, you know, I stamped the banner, and I could celebrate you every day. So this is the third card. And I hope you like the technique of just pouring glitter over the tear and tape. It was kind of easy, and just kind of a cute technique to get some glitter on your paper. Now the glitter, I just bought it at, I ended up getting it at Michael's because I happened to be there one day. But I know that they sell glitter at the dollar store, so you could get some there, and they have like just the small containers, and a little goes a long way. It'll last you a long time. So those are my 3 cards for today. Let me bring them back into the picture, and I hope you really liked them. And I want to thank you for watching. And if you've already subscribed to my channel, I want to thank you. And if you have not yet subscribed, I would like to ask you if you could click the subscribe button. It helps my small business more than you know. So tune in tomorrow for more cards in this series, and I want to thank you for watching. Bye for now.